So, with the biography, I really wanted to dig deep and kind of go back to the roots, where some people say you should go to the roots of Africa or Japan or China or discuss this, that, and other. But the biography was so deep because I never actually go deep in plenty of my stuff, and I don't actually talk about race wars and cultural wars and World War I, World War II, civil wars, and all the types of battles and achievements that we've been through as if I was a history teacher, civics and economics, or I was discussing ailments that stem from previous years and previous decades. But with the biography, I wanted to go raw. I wanted you to think like Django. I wanted them to think like Hidden Figures or The Help. And it was kind of my addition to what everybody else is already doing. And, I don't want to stay in that mind state forever. I don't want to be in that mind state forever. And I don't want to put people in that mind state forever. But I also want to show how versatile I was in that period. And I also used it as a moment to discuss volunteerism versus slavery, volunteerism and servitude, and I wanted to be clear about my expectations with the biography and how professional I wanted it to come out. Other people probably read it and they thought it was just so much of a shocker, but so were the world wars and the Cold Wars, and I was just wanting to be authentic, real, and it brought out Cadillac, it brought out the Waldorf, and it is part of the reason why I went with Cadillac. I went with Cadillac SUV Escalade 2022 because I really wanted a really authentic vibe. I wanted chauffeurs for the general members, and I wanted to put off a vibe of clean, edgy, well kept, authentic, and I'm very proud of the biography and I'm very proud of what I brought to the table. The diamond artists weren't too happy with me at the very beginning when I started doing my work, and the biography was just a way to talk about children and their childhoods, and their come up and how we teach them to be clean, we teach them to be authentic, we teach them poise, we teach them manners, skills, we teach them value, we teach them intrinsic value, and it was more from an educator's perspective than that of a graduate student. And I'm very proud of the biography, even though I'm very sensitive to it to an extent, and I know a lot of other people are sensitive to it, especially those that teach young children, teach young minds, and I'm more sensitive to it, especially because the deals that I sign, including some deals that have not been released yet, that I signed, that are pertinent to the storytelling behind it. One of them includes Barnes and Noble, bookstores, and it comes Starbucks. So I'm very happy with the deal that I signed. I'm very happy with what was written. I'm very happy that that piece allows other people to take a portion of it here, a portion of it there, a piece of it here, a piece of it there, and make their own movies, miniseries, documentaries. I'm hoping that it allows for others to voice their opinions, write books, to add to the biography, to make it more colorful, more clean, more authentic. And I'm very excited about it, including for other countries that had to read it. With the Boy Scouts and the Road to Eagle, we were really talking more about small business owners and what it takes to be a small business owner and what it takes to survive as a small business owner. So I had to put out Street Cred to come back after the Road to Eagle, because it really wasn't about who won or lost wars. It was about the authenticity of volunteerism and servitude at all times, and the hospitality that comes behind it, where you have to be in a position of hospitality and servitude together, but you understand that you're working hard as if it's a job, but you're choosing willingly to do it. And I felt like it was very patriotic felt like it was warm and ambitious, and it's not something that I would normally do. So it took me out of my comfort zone completely. I know people reading it, they were like, "Oh my God, does he really think that we think of him like that, or this, that, and other?" And it was just, they gave me that moment, and they told me to try to do something that was dark, something that I'm not used to doing, step out of my comfort zone, and I went for it. I went for it. It's not autobiography, so there's no need to be really alarmed about that. Part of myself is in there, but it's the way that of the teachings for myself and others, like the head of household in other countries, how the head of household speaks, the hierarchy, chain of commands in other countries. It was more about bringing the biography together to be clean and pristine. And it's as pristine as that Cadillac Escalade SUV 2022, by the way. And I'm very proud of it. So I know there's a lot of people sensitive to it, but it also allowed the new deals that we want to sign, where you're gonna find out some very interesting surprises later about some of the deals that I signed, and the teams that I went with. So be on the lookout.